What we're going to do on the newsroom this evening is bring you the exclusive results of the Access My India exit poll for the BMC elections in Mumbai. I want to introduce the foremost political expert, a man who comes from Maharashtra, understands the politics of Mumbai inside out. Rajdeep Sardesai, welcome. With us also on this broadcast is Nikhil Wagle, leading political commentator in Mumbai. We've got Anil Dharkar, we've got Giresh Kuber joining us. So what we've done really is try to bring you the top minds who look at politics in Maharashtra very, very closely. Welcome to all our guests. I want to start by putting out the exit poll numbers for the BMC. Remember, this is India's richest civic body, where the Shiv Sena and the BJP were acting in close concert all this while. They fought a bitter election. Let's start by taking a look at the numbers for the BMC. Access My India projects for India today that the Shiv Sena could end up with a vote share of 32%. They're also saying that the BJP could get exactly the same, 32%. So the BJP and the Shiv Sena, according to Access My India, locked in a dead heat when it comes to vote share in Mumbai. The Congress at 16%, the NCP at 4%, the MNS at 8%, the Samajwadi Party at 3%. Those are the vote share numbers. The big headline there, the Shiv Sena and the BJP locked in a dead heat when it comes to vote share numbers. Let's now see what this may translate into when it comes to wards. Remember, there are not seats here, there are wards. There are a total of 227 wards. Access My India projects that the Shiv Sena could end up between 86 to 92 wards. The BJP could end up between 80 and 88 wards, the Congress between 30 and 34, the NCP between 3 and 6, the MNS between 5 and 7, the Samajwadi Party between 2 and 4, and others between 5 and 7. Remember, you need 114 odd to be able to form your own government of sorts or be able to run the municipality by yourself. Nobody is close to that mark according to the Access My India projections. But what this shows is, it's really, Rajdeep, very, very close between the Sena and the BJP. No clarity about Mumbai ka King Khan. It could be, either of them could be Big Brother.
Well, it could be. And remember, Rahul, it's what, 3 decades now since no one has really got a full majority on their own in the Mumbai civic election, because the city is in that sense divided. There are areas which are strongholds of the Shiv Sena, there are pockets of BJP influence, there used to be certainly pockets of Congress influence, and I think that splintered city reflects in a poll like this. But the other big interesting factor is that I don't think 10 years ago you would have seen a situation where the Shiv Sena and BJP fought separately and yet emerged as the two top parties of Mumbai. So the interesting thing is the decline of the Congress from about 50 seats last time to about 30 this time. The fact that the MNS has ceased to make any major impact on the politics of the state, and the fact that the Shiv Sena now faces a real threat from the BJP. And one reason could be the changing demographics of Mumbai. 25% North Indian UP Bihar population, 24 to 25% Marathi speaking population, the Marathi Manus in a sense versus the North Indian, 17% Gujarati population. All of that creates a kind of melting pot where the BJP today, by playing the role of an independent force, is able to appeal possibly to just as wide a constituency as the Shiv Sena. And the Congress is losing out in this battle between the Shiv Sena and BJP. So another setback for the Congress if these numbers are right. And clearly Devendra Fadnavis's gamble of taking on the Shiv Sena in Mumbai would pay off if these numbers turn out to be true.
Nikhil Wagle, you've been in Mumbai, you've been looking at polling trends yourself. Do the numbers put out by Access My India broadly tally with your assessment of the situation on the ground too?
Yeah, definitely. They broadly tally. They may change, but I agree with the trend of this exit poll. The tussle right from the beginning, the tussle was between Shiv Sena and BJP. The most interesting thing is that these two parties, they have occupied the space of ruling party and also opposition party. On state level, BJP is ruling party, Shiv Sena is opposition. And on BMC level, Shiv Sena is ruling party in BMC and BJP has taken over the space of opposition party. This situation is very interesting, and Congress is number 3 and all other parties are just losing. This is very interesting situation.
It can be argued, Girish Kuber, that fighting separately is actually working very well, both for the Shiv Sena and the BJP, because otherwise, let's assume, those who would have been unhappy with the strident Marathi Manu stand of the Shiv Sena may have voted for the Congress or the NCP. Now, instead of voting for the Congress NCP, they're voting for the BJP. So, you're actually nullifying anti-incumbency by fighting separately. They've been bitterly at it over the last few weeks, but in the end, this looks like smart strategy.
Yeah, it's a proper strategy. There is nothing like a coincidence or the fight between the two. It's a strategy. It was adopted right from the assembly elections that they want to occupy the opposition space also. And if they fight separately, it's been proved at least in half a dozen elections. If they fight separately, Congress and NCP are completely not in the picture. They are out of it. So this is the strategy. Only problem this time was that it just went little offhand, off control of the BJP leadership and the Sena, but it was always very clear between the two leaders, between the two parties' leaders, that they are going to contest the election separately. It's a whatever began as a fight. Initially, it was a facade. After a while, things became little bitter for both parties. But yes, what you say is right. It's a strategy. It's absolutely a strategy.
China NC is smiling. You know, you've been able to nullify anti-incumbency by making it seem as if you're in government and you're in opposition at the same time. This strange tango, the BJP and the Shiv Sena continue to be political partners in the government, in the Mantralaya, and yet in the BMC elections you're fighting separately. Do you broadly agree with the trends of this exit poll, and was this strategy, as both Nikhil Wagle and Girish Kuber seem to suggest, fighting separately so that you cut into the anti-incumbency vote which may have otherwise gone either to the Congress, the MNS, or maybe even the NCP?
Rahul, look at the track record of our government in Maharashtra. Look at the performance right from Lok Sabha, going into the Assembly, being the largest party with 123 MLAs, going to the more recent municipal councils where we did phenomenally well. The fact is that in the Assembly elections, we have 15 MLAs that came into power in Mumbai. Now, why would we not have political aspiration if the vote share has increased? And based on merit, we made a claim. Every political party is allowed to expand and should be in a position to have its cadre in a
China, because now in the build up to this,
they can fight elections,
in the build up to this election, BJP MPs have alleged that the Thakres have shell companies, that they are engaged in money laundering. Now that's a very, very serious charge. If Kirit Somaiya actually believes that the Thakres have siphoned off a lot of money and that they are guilty of money laundering, then it is incumbent on Devendra Fadnavis as Chief Minister to probe that charge, not to forget about it after the dust of the election settles.
But you are assuming that we are not in power, or we are not going to be the single largest party, or we're not going to have a mayoral candidate in the BMC. On that premise, first I would want to say that please do understand that this election, where you have a 52% turnout, is more than we've seen in the previous elections in Mumbai. So I think that the trend where the people want to repose their faith in strong leadership, stability, anti-corruption, and we have fought corruption all along. We have exposed
a question which is totally different from the question that I asked. Anil Darkar, the campaign throws up important points. You've alleged that the Thakres have shell companies, that they launder money. Now surely Devendra Fadnavis must go out and investigate those charges. He can't pretend that those charges were not made, especially since they've been made now by BJP MPs.
Well, you know, the reality of politics is that this will not happen. We can talk about transparency, we can talk about idealism, but if we are going to go into a situation where both BJP and the Sena have the same number of seats, or almost the same number of seats, and neither can be the leader in the BMC, then there are going to be adjustments made, and those adjustments are not going to be made by taking Uddhav Thackeray to court or take him to court and start an inquiry against him. So we should be realistic about that.
Numbers could mean potentially,
Rajdeep,
is that they'll have to do business together again. They're nowhere close to 114.
They'll do business together again. I'm pretty certain that that's the only option. I don't agree that this was some grand strategy. It was forced upon both sides by the kind of direction in which they were moving, particularly the Shiv Sena. I think the Shiv Sena has still not got over the fact that it was reduced to a junior partner after the 2014 assembly elections. They have been looking for any opportunity to get back at the BJP. They snipe at the BJP, snipe at the Prime Minister, snipe at Amit Shah at any given opportunity. And they saw the BMC elections and this municipal elections as a way in which they could suddenly suggest to the BJP, look, don't take us for granted anymore. And let us assert our independence, our supremacy in Mumbai. That is the reality. It has worked out well, you're right. Strategically, it has worked out well. But it wasn't as if this was a planned strategy. It's the nature of the alliance now. The Shiv Sena is unwilling to accept that the BJP is emerging as the party number one of Maharashtra and certainly not of Mumbai. That is something which the Thackeray's are unwilling to accept. They believe they are still the big boss of Mumbai. Who is Devendra Fadnavis, an outsider from Nagpur, to come and tell us how to run Mumbai? So there is an ego clash. There is a personality clash, and that has reflected in the way this election has been fought. And I think if these are the numbers, they'll have to forget those ego clashes. Both will have made their point, and they will then rule the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, and many corporators sadly will quadruple their assets over the next 5 years.
I want to go across to our man in Mumbai, Mumbai Bureau Chief Sahil Joshi. Sahil, if this is the way the numbers end up on the 23rd, who would be happy? The BJP being able to up its seat share significantly from the 30s up to the 80s. If that were to happen, you've increased your seat share, but the Shiv Sena could potentially still remain the largest party in the BMC. So, is this good news for Devendra Fadnavis? Is this what the Thackeray's expected? Who'd be happy, who'd be disappointed?
See, I'm sure that Devendra Fadnavis will be the happiest man on that particular day, because it's his face which was leading the campaign. It was his name which was being used for the campaign. It was his word. In fact, the hoardings in Mumbai were saying that it's Devendra Fadnavis's word that he's promising that Mumbai will see development if the BJP comes to power. So basically, it was Devendra Fadnavis Devendra Fadnavis who will be really happy about that. And of course, for BJP, because to jump from 35 to 80 to 88 seats was unthinkable for BJP if they would have contested with Shiv Sena in Mumbai, whereas Shiv Sena has touched 92 mark before. It's not something Shiv Sena has done for the first time. In 1997, when Shiv Sena BJP contested BMC elections, Shiv Sena managed to get more than 100 seats. In 2002, it managed to get lesser number of 100 seats, but still they could manage to keep their position in BMC. So basically, Shiv Sena's influence in BMC has been deteriorating since 1997. This is for the first time, at least they have since seen some kind of an upward trend. But if it is only 92 or it is only 85, then it's not as big a deal as the way it is for BJP. Uddhav Thackeray will be happy, but he will not be the happiest person on that day.
He would have been happy if these exit poll numbers hold. Devendra Fadnavis would be the man of the match, more than doubling his party's ward share in the BMC elections. We also have exit poll data for 3 other main municipalities across Mumbai. Let's take you through the numbers for Thane. Thane has traditionally been a Shiv Sena bastion. It seems that's the way it will continue to stay. The Sena, according to Access My India, projected to bag 40% of the vote share. The BJP coming in second at 24, the Congress at 8, the NCP at 18, the MNS at 4. Let's now come across to the ward-wise prediction. There are 131 wards in Thane, out of which Access projects the Shiv Sena could win between 62 to 70, the BJP between 26 and 33, the Congress between 2 and 6, the NCP between 29 and 34. Now that we've taken you through the numbers for Thane, I want to come across now to Nagpur. This is the RSS's bastion, very important for the BJP to do very well over here, and it seems to be doing just that. The BJP projected to pick up more than 50% of the vote share, their tally coming in at 55. The Congress expected to bag about 30% of the vote share. The Sena is weak in Nagpur, getting only 2%, the NCP 1, the BSP 8, the RPI 1. Remember, this has also been an area with some hold of Dalit politics. Let's now look at the ward-wise prediction for Nagpur. BJP right at the top between 98 and 110, the Congress between 35 and 41, the Sena between 2 and 4, the BSP between 1 and 2. Let's now finally come to Pune. Pune has for a long time been a Congress stronghold. It doesn't seem to be the case any longer. The BJP at 39%, the Congress and the NCP. Remember, Pune is tricky because there are 162 wards. The Congress and the NCP didn't fight together as an alliance on all these 162. They fought on some, there were friendly fights on others, there was an alliance on some. So the Congress NCP vote share together at 39, the Sena at 13, the MNS at 6, others at 3. The BJP, if you were to break this into wards, would get between 77 and 85, the Congress between 60 and 66, the Shiv Sena between 10 and 13, the MNS between 3 and 6, others between 1 and 3. So the BJP projected to bag Pune, Nagpur and do well in Mumbai in comparison with the past. The Sena expected to continue to hold Thane. Nikhil Wagle, that seems to be a very strong saffron surge in these municipal elections in Maharashtra. Mr. Wagle, give me a moment as I try and fix this. Sahil, coming to you till then, the BJP would actually be quite happy. If this is the way it ends up, you've done well in Nagpur, you won Pune, you've improved your seat share in Mumbai. Not bad news at all for a party that's in the midst of hectic campaigning in Uttar Pradesh.
Absolutely, and actually it is good news for Devendra Fadnavis because in Maharashtra, after Sharad Pawar, there was no single leader on whose name the elections were contested, especially in the BJP. Even if Nitin Gadkari or Gopinath Munde were the stalwarts in the party, they were the leaders of the party in the state. But despite that, Gopinath Munde's personality was never used to contest the BMC elections because it was always a number 2 party in the alliance as far as Mumbai is concerned. But this is for the first time that it was actually neck-to-neck contest. In fact, when Devendra Fadnavis spoke to us in our interview, Devendra Fadnavis clearly said that this time they had decided that they will go head-on with Shiv Sena. They are not going to let it off the way it used to be earlier, that Mumbai used to be left for Shiv Sena, whereas the Congress and NCP used to rule the Maharashtra. That kind of understanding will not be there. In fact, the BJP
asserting itself, elbowing the Shiv Sena out, the Shiv Sena being forced to concede space, despite all their objections being left with no option. A strong saffron surge, it seems, in these municipal elections. Mr. Wagle, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, this is definitely a victory for Devendra Fadnavis. You see, in Parliament and Assembly election, it was Narendra Modi. Now it's Devendra Fadnavis. BJP has got a leader who has image, who has a good image, clean image, and now I think Devendra Fadnavis has learned how to use money and muscle power. This is not clean election win for BJP. They have welcomed many defectors from Nationalist Congress Party in Pune, in Nasik and in Pimpri Chinchwad. Nagpur was always a bastion for BJP and RSS, but in Pimpri Chinchwad, NCP was ruling, and in Pune, NCP and Congress, they were ruling. But this victory will make Devendra Fadnavis much more stronger. But
China is close friends with Devendra Fadnavis. Good news for your dear friend China. His emergence as a leader who potentially can win parts of Maharashtra in his own right. He's no longer as dependent on the charisma of a Narendra Modi. He can deliver, at least to some extent, he's delivered these municipal elections on his own right for his party. So is he emerging as possibly the next Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Raman Singh or Vasundhara Raje, a regional satrap?
Absolutely. I don't think there's need to make comparisons, but Devendra Fadnavis's leadership is something that the entire Maharashtra cadre of the party or the Mumbai Karyakartas have always been discussing and respecting. There are very few leaders who are men of integrity such as him. a young leader who is very well researched, very well studied, and I think that in the days to come, the people of Maharashtra realize that there is an intent, and that intent is driven by performance. And as they say in politics, perform or perish, and he's truly proven to be a performer.
He's not had any big negatives.
Is not
You know, unlike say Jagdish Khattar, ML Khattar in Haryana, under whom the whole Jat agitation went out of the BJP's control and they could do very little about it. Do you think this municipal election could see the emergence of Devendra Fadnavis as a tall leader in his own right in the BJP?
Is that addressed to me?
Yes, Mr. Dakar, go ahead and respond.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is a personal triumph for Devendra Fadnavis without doubt, because he has been projected as the face of the BJP. I've never seen so much concentration on one man. Every hoarding has his face on it, and it's as if it's Fadnavis versus the rest. It's quite incredible. But let us not overlook the fact that this is a continuation of BJP's general election, and its triumph in the rest of India and in Maharashtra. So I think it's a continuation of that. And what amazes me is that the whole effect of demonetization, which we have not discussed today at all. Demonetization, which had become such a huge problem in the country, has had not effect at all a negative effect on the BJP. And I find that very significant in terms of what is going to happen in UP and the rest of India. I think that's a very, very important point. The other point which we have
words from you very quickly.
Continuing,
you know, would this once the victory happens, would it be considered a positive referendum on demonetization, or do you believe that it's pointless to even talk about demonetization because the issues are far more local than something like demonetization?
Well, I think demonetization has become irrelevant, whereas we thought it would be an important point. I think this election has...
Yeah, I think we are little more optimistic about the situation. According to, I mean, whatever reports we are getting, it looks like for BJP 100% victory is can be talked about only in Nagpur. Pune is a surprise. I doubt whether BJP will be on its own. And Mumbai, it will be the Sena who will be in a leading position. But giving so much space for the BJP, I think it's little early. It's better wait.
Okay, Rajdeep, final words from you. The big picture on the basis of these exit polls when it comes to national politics.
When it comes to national politics, I think it would be difficult to make an assumption based on Mumbai and Maharashtra figures. Every election in this country is very different. In fact, sometimes someone says there are 403 elections being fought in Uttar Pradesh, each constituency fighting differently to the other. But clearly the Congress is a party struggling. Clearly the BJP is getting its act together. There's a hunger in the BJP which you saw in Mumbai, which you're seeing in Uttar Pradesh. Barring Punjab, in every place you go today, you see the BJP hungry. They want to win. And I think that makes a difference, particularly in a closely fought election like Mumbai. Just one last point. If these numbers are right, I've been saying it for a while. A post-Modi BJP, maybe 15 years from now, I'm not even saying today, who will be the leaders is a question asked. You may be seeing, if these are the numbers, Devendra Fadnavis, man from Nagpur, close to the RSS, Deshastha Brahman, as close to what the RSS's dream would be to become a Prime Minister of this country. If 15 years from now the BJP is still in power, if Narendra Modi finally decides I want to retire from politics, unlikely, but if he does, you may be watching someone who will be a lamba race ka ghoda. Okay. Because he has some of the characteristics and the attributes that the BJP likes in their leaders. I don't know, and I agree with Girish, let's not go by this exit poll, but purely on these numbers, Devendra Fadnavis is emerging after Sharad Pawar as a pan-Maharashtra leader, certainly a pan-urban Maharashtra leader. And that in itself will be a significant achievement in a state that has had a leadership vacuum for a very long time.
What you've touched upon is matter to sustain us for another hour, but this is where I need to end this part. We'll be live all through counting day in Mumbai. Nikhil Wagle will be with us, Girish Kuber will be with us, Rajdeep, Mr. Darkar, Sahil and his entire team of reporters. We put out the exit poll numbers. This is a small caveat I want to build in. These are very small seats. The average number of voters Rajdeep, about 20 odd thousand on each of these wards.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the problem with this exit poll is simply that when you decided to go ahead with the exit poll, my only concern was what if the margins are 500,
Sure.
200, 300? I think the trend is could be captured, but to actually predict seats is a very difficult
I think
task.
what an exit poll frankly can do at best is capture a trend. And I think that's what this poll does. Hopefully our pollster will be right when it comes to the vote conversion as well. But what it does most importantly is predict a tight fight in Mumbai, which is what it seems to be. The BJP winning in Nagpur, a tight fight again in Pune, and the Shiv Sena winning in Thane. Those, I think, are things that can safely be concluded. But of course, we'll have to wait till the ballots have been opened. Thank you so much, Rajdeep.